Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope everybody is having a fantastic week so far. We've got a lot to cover in this video, guys. Lots of very interesting and exciting things coming for Cardano that we're going to talk about towards the end of the video. We're going to be covering a number, or three to be specific, DeFi projects and why I'm very excited about these. And we're going to touch on, what's coming for Cardano as a whole in terms of, when we have smart contracts go public. We know we already have them on the testnet. We're of course going to be looking at the price of Cardano. Now, we're currently set at $1.29. We're down around about 3.3% on the daily and around about 8.7% on the weekly. And we can see that Cardano is continuing to have marginal sell-offs. Now, we did say that, when you are in a kind of symmetrical triangle, it typically is just a continuation pattern. And all we're waiting for, guys, across the board, certainly when we look at Bitcoin, is the volume to come in. And Cardano is showing continuously as the days go on more and more signs that it has bottomed. You've come to this EMA, you've kind of used it as support. Ultimately, you guys know my long-term outlook for this project. I believe that you're about to enter your fifth wave any day now. Ultimately, what you're waiting on is volume. Now, somebody had a very valid comment yesterday, and that was, where does the volume come from? How do you get volume? Well, volume is really just an influx of buyers in the market. This can be triggered from a number of things. So this could be triggered from an institution stepping in. This could be triggered from perhaps a very positive news outlet. This could be triggered from a big event like an ETF being approved, etc., etc. There's many ways that volume can come into the space, and for Cardano, volume could come in. And we know it is going to come in the terms of the buy pressure that Cardano is going to essentially go through when we have smart contracts go public. And we're going to talk about why I am so excited about this, because we're going to cover three projects. That is Meld, Liquid, and Sunday Swap. These are three DeFi projects that are going to be built and utilize the Cardano blockchain that I am unbelievably excited about. As somebody who uses DeFi and Ethereum, I can't tell you how brassed off I am with, let's take Compound. You guys know that I have a Compound and an Aave strategy. How brassed off I am with having to pay gas fees to borrow and lend. If I want to, some transactions on Compound, I'll literally, if I just want to supply to be able to lend off it, you can be 4 or 5 Ethereum transactions in, which is pretty expensive, guys, and it really kind of kills any kind of small investor. If you have $100, you're not going to really try and play around with these strategies. So super excited. Like I say, the price on a kind of daily basis, guys, I mean, this is a 4-hourly chart. You're not really doing a lot. You're just kind of lolling about, and ultimately you are just waiting for a breakout with that volume. We've shown you that there are a number of reasons we think we've bottomed out. We said, look, the way you finish this 2-wave is actually very similar to how you're finishing up this 4th wave, and you are going to embark, and we still do absolutely believe. We've looked at a number of things like the RSI, the stock RSI, and why these are showing some pretty positive signs of bottoming out. I mean, you do not hang around in this kind of area with your RSI. You are not going to drop significantly, guys, from here. Now, I could be wrong. Let me say this. I am saying this with confidence because I believe it. However, I could be wrong. There are many times in life where you believe something and it turns out to be inaccurate. But based on the evidence that I have, based on the kind of arguments that I put forwards and I'm hearing on a daily basis, I have never been so bullish on the crypto space. And one of the main reasons for that is because they are literally redefining, and this is just one use case of blockchain technology, the financial infrastructure that has largely stayed stagnant as we know it, guys. And DeFi is really where we're seeing this. So there's so much going on behind the scenes. The price action really doesn't dictate it. The price action right now for Cardano and the rest of the market dictates Bitcoin and the state that it is in. And ultimately, we also do believe Bitcoin is very close to bottoming out and continuing on in this bull run. We think you're at your halfway mark for this bull run, and we think there is still some really epic gains to come in the second half of this year. And one reason I'm talking about DeFi here is because if you have the opportunity to be an early investor in Aave, Compound, Uniswap, you would have took that opportunity with both hands. You have that very same opportunity setting up today with some of the projects that are being built on top of Cardano, and we are going to get more aggressive. You guys know that this isn't my full-time, being a YouTuber and making videos isn't my job. I own a small business, and that takes up the majority of my time. I do try and make videos daily, but ultimately one thing that I am really going to try and get aggressive on is showing you guys how to actually interact with some of these blockchains. So, in a video we did 2 days ago, we kind of touched on how to use things like Compound and Aave and why I'm using them, my kind of strategy, why I'm borrowing and lending, and what the kind of reasoning behind that is. We're also going to show you how to get involved with Meld, Liquid, and Sunday Swap, because you can actually get involved in a lot of the sort of early DeFi projects on Cardano in a number of ways, whether that's an ISPO, which is an initial staking sort of public offering, where you actually stake your Cardano and you get an APY in terms of whatever token it is. So whether you donate to the Meld protocol, or whether you the Liquid protocol, or whether you kind of use an incubation center like a launch pad. There's plenty of different ways. We're going to show you how to do all that. But I'm very, very excited with sort of what I'm seeing. Like I say, I've never been so bullish on crypto ever since I got into it, guys. And that comes at a time when the market is largely kind of selling off. We're not doing anything. There's no volume. There's nothing. It doesn't take a lot for this market to move down. And with all the kind of bombardment since we started selling off, guys, think of all the bad news that we have gone through and look at where we still are as a market, guys. Yes, we've had a pretty brutal sell-off, but we're still showing a lot of signs of strength. We're still showing a lot of signs of continuation in this bull run. We are still in a bull run. This is an emerging technology that is going to be very volatile as a result of it. We've shown you charts of Amazon. We've shown you charts of the early sort of tech stocks, the stocks that were involved in the dot-com boom and how they kind of progressed after that. They were very volatile, and that's just because this is an emerging technology where there's lots of ifs and buts associated with it. And ultimately, the people who hodl, how you win and make money in the crypto space is by hodling. That is tried and tested. Do not get shaken out by these small, sort of volatile movements. Cardano, we genuinely, when we said that we think that you aren't going to go lower than these price points, we meant it. We said, look, you've bottomed out here. I could be wrong, but, I've taken that bet personally. You guys know that I've actually taken out strategies according to that in regards to leveraging the crypto that I have, not in the forms of leverage trading, which I don't recommend anybody does, by the way. It's just me showing you that I have that vote of confidence in this space. But let's jump into some of the DeFi, because there's so much going on underneath the scenes, guys. Go and give Charles's Twitter a follow, and the Cardano Foundation, the IOHK, and then John O'Connor, because these guys will keep you up to date on what's happening with these projects better than most. I follow them. I follow them all very closely, and ultimately we know that smart contracts are around the corner, which is going to allow DeFi to flourish. And Meld is very interesting. They want to integrate with the traditional financial world to allow you to not actually spend your crypto, but to leverage it in the forms of you can actually get real money paid into your bank account via leveraging your crypto. That's the kind of basics. We're going to cover these projects all individually in a video, because I feel like I'm just going to skim over them and maybe fill you with a little bit of excitement into why you should be excited. They are some of these projects, and the same way that some of the projects on Ethereum are doing it, and I'm sure Polkadot and Algorand and all these other projects are going to come out with their own kind of DeFi space. They are literally revolutionizing the traditional financial world that, like I say, has been stagnant for 3,000 years. You've had borrowing and lending for 3,000 years and interest rates associated. They're doing a lot of interesting things. They're doing negative interest rates so that you actually get rewarded. This is the beauty of decentralized finance, because you're a part of making it work. Whereas in the traditional financial world, the people that benefit from it are the banks, the institutions, the people who facilitate it. Whereas you actually help to facilitate it with some of these protocols, and you're going to get rewarded as a result. So this is really just a kind of lending, borrowing protocol. A way to, like you could, for instance, lock your crypto up and earn on it. And that's a way of kind of getting around selling it and having to pay taxes on it. I'm not suggesting people do that. I'm just saying very, very interesting things coming out of these protocols. Liquid is another one. Now, this is essentially just like an Aave. You guys know that I use Aave and Compound. I think that this is great. These are going to absolutely catch on. I was explaining to somebody my compound strategy earlier, and they literally said that has got to be a pyramid scheme because it sounds too good to be true. It's not too good to be true. It's just that people don't understand. They haven't got a grasp of just how huge DeFi actually is yet. And like I say, Cardano is the building block, the foundation that these protocols are going to be built on. The same way that Ethereum right now, we saw DeFi summer. That was all really Ethereum based. You are so early, guys. I just don't want anybody to get shaken out price wise. We know what's happening. We know the score. But every time you dip like this, guess what happens? It gets met with a buyback. This happens time and time again. Is going to continue to do so. So this is one to keep an eye out for. We're going to tell you how to get involved with this, by the way, guys. We're going to show you how to stake. I'm going to show you guys how to set up, whether it's a Yoroi or a Deadless wallet, because a lot of you guys are Cardano fans. You love the project. It's your main holding. But some of you guys may not perhaps utilize it. Now, somebody mentioned about the NFT side of Cardano. I don't mess around with NFT. I don't like NFTs. I think NFTs are like Tamagotchis. For the most part, you know, they were cool at one point and now they're not, and largely don't have a, well, I don't know, Tamagotchi might be a bad example, but it's like, you know, it's a bit of a fad, I think. I think if you're using NFTs for a purpose, but if you're using them just in the form of like CryptoPunks or something, like, I don't see the value there. Maybe they clearly are valuable, but I'm not I'm not an art dealer. It's not my thing. I think that it's largely a fad. I think all these celebrities coming out and minting NFTs and selling them for ridiculous amounts of money, somebody's going to get left holding that and they're going to be pretty much worthless. Or, you know, to me, it's a joke. It's anyway, it's neither here nor there. That's my little rant of the day over, and we try and bring you on a video. No, I'm joking. We try not to rant. So yeah, Liquid, Meld, and you've got Sunday Swap, which is a DEX. It's like a Uniswap. We're going to show you how to use all of these. We're actually going to try and get in early. This is initial stake offering. I'm not sure what these guys are, actually. I'm not sure how you get involved with Liquid, but we'll look into it. They've got a very strong team. I like, you know, like I say, I already use Aave and Compound, which are borrowing and lending protocols. Aave's a little bit better than Compound in the sense that you can actually utilize the Polygon layer 2. However, you know, it's the beautiful thing about Cardano is the transaction fees are going to be really, really small, and it's going to kind of really make DeFi accessible for the masses rather than the people who have a significant amount of money and are willing to actually lose some of that money just to be able to facilitate the smart contracts that they're entering, or to transact on the Ethereum network. So very interested. I just thought I'd bring this to you guys. Stay strong. Keep the faith, ladies and gentlemen. If you understand what's going on here with Cardano, how can you be anything but bullish? And these sort of short-term price movements, the kind of short-term volatility, is just noise, guys. And we're literally, this market moves around for billions of dollars a day. Low volume, so it doesn't take a lot to kind of push things down. Monday's almost become like the new Sunday. Has anybody else noticed that we seem to have a bit more of a sell-off on a Monday than we do a Sunday now? Could just be people playing around with the market and trying to maximize their profits like these sort of institutions do. Ultimately, guys, still exceptionally bullish. We still think the plan is at play, and you're just waiting to make this fifth and final wave that is going to take you towards that sort of $10 mark by the end of this cycle, perhaps end of this year, very, very early next year. We'll see how it plays out, guys. But ultimately, smart contracts around the corner. The building continues regardless of the boring and stagnant kind of dumpish price action. All I have for you in this video, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to love and leave you on that note. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment, and hopefully I will see each and every one of you on the next YouTube video. So get subscribed for more content, guys. Have a fantastic Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, guys.